Hello Libra, Moonchild Divinity 624 coming at you with a January 2018 general reading. I'm just going to get going because I only have a certain amount of time on my phone to record, so I'm just going to get going with it. I'm using the spiral deck tonight. This deck was given to me by a fellow tarot reader of mine years ago, and it's very accurate for me. And I don't connect with this deck at all, like as far as seeing it. I would never pick it up off a shelf, but it's really funny because this deck has always brought me messages, and it's very almost spooky. Spooky in a good way. So I'm just gonna go with it. So this is for Libra General. Let's see what comes down the pipe for you guys. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, you're faced with a lot of decisions. Definitely you're faced with a lot of decisions this month. Going into the new year, I have to move my other decks because I have a few out here that I wanted to use tonight, but we'll see if I have to dig into those later. You're dealing with a lot of opposition. I feel like you guys are up on guard about a lot of things. We'll see how that comes down. The High Priestess. And you guys know what this is about. You have the intuition on it. Look at this deck. So crazy, this deck. I love the illustrations on this deck, though, I will say. There's a lot of cool stuff on this deck. What I have to say first is the first card I pulled out was the Three of Wands, and I just see this woman here, and we all know the Three of Wands. You're looking out into the water, you're waiting for your ships to come in, and there's a lot of passion to do with that. You're waiting for something to come in, but I feel like it's something that you've actually worked for really very hard for. And I say that because there's the Five of Wands on it. You almost had to kind of beat people off with a stick because of it. But you've spent a lot of time with rest and relaxation and trying to manifest it. And I say that because you have the Magician, the Four of Wands, and then the Two of Swords. And with this deck, I just read this deck with all the symbolism on it. And there's so much stuff to be... I love this card because like there's so many stars and then the moon there, and then she's still blindfolded, but she's still looking at the subconscious. She knows inside of her heart which way to go. Okay, I just have to say that. But it's something that you created. I want to clarify on that Two of Swords because I feel like there's something... I don't know which way this reading's going yet. It's general, so I don't know which way it's gonna pan out. I don't know if it's like it's very general. It just might be with your life, it might be with your family, it might be with your friends, it might be with career, it might be with love. Who knows? We'll find out, won't we? This card wanted to come out. The Hermit, Death, okay, and the Nine of Cups. And then at the bottom you have the Seven of Wands. I'll put that down for a second. So you had two major arcanas fall, and they're both looking at that Nine of Cups. So there's something emotionally that you're wishing for, and you're waiting for it too, because that Nine of Cups is right under that Three of Wands with that woman sitting there waiting for it. And I feel like you guys have been... guys and girls, I just say guys, it's general. I don't mean guys as in men, I just mean like guys as in people. It's just the way I talk, but I'm not going to explain myself, that's just the way I talk. No offense. But the Nine of Cups is right under the Three of Wands, and the way that they're both looking in this with the Death card there too, and the Hermit, you have spent a lot of time thinking about this. A lot of time. I feel like it has to do with an emotional situation, to be quite honest with you. I just do. I just really do. That's how I feel. And it's not about the Nine of Cups. It's just about this deck, for me. There's so much emotion in this deck. The illustration on this deck is just very magnificent as far as trying to get messages across. That's why I say it's spookily accurate, because I don't know why this deck just does it for me. And I never, like I said, I never would connect with it on a regular basis, but it's given to me. Here we go. 2 cards fell out, the Emperor and Strength. Oh boy. 2 other major arcanas. Libras, you're dealing with a man. He probably has both. And the Emperor fell right upon the 9 of Cups. I feel like this guy is both fire and water combined. He's not necessarily the easiest to deal with. You feel like you need to tame this guy. Look at that card. Isn't that gorgeous? That card. You feel like you need to tame this guy, and I feel like there's, for some of you, there might be some significant with red roses or white roses, or a 3-party situation. And I don't know where the hell I got that, because Strength and the Emperor have nothing to do with that textbook, but I do not read textbook. I feel like with this guy, there's been a lot of women that have come in and out of his life. Lovers. Oh boy. With the 5 of Cups. Okay. I love how I get clarified through what I say, because that's just how I felt with the cards that flew out at the beginning, and I just always need to know that I need to follow my intuition. My friends and my family have always told me that. They're like, oh my God, you're so right, like, just follow your intuition. And I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm just saying. You have the 5 of Cups with the Lovers. So in the 5 of Cups, what brings me to this is there's that light there, and then there's that 2 of Cups sitting there, even after the 3 of Cups have spilt, and then this Lovers card. This is a star-crossed kind of love. This is a love situation for most of you Libra people, okay? This is a star-crossed situation, especially with the Strength card, too, because this woman has been through the ringer. With the Strength card, it's about learning to love unconditionally. She sits there and she tames that lion, not with putting up with him with brute strength, because she knows if she tries to meet him and match him in his regular element, she's not going to win. She could put up with it. She could fight there. I'm not saying she's a slouch. She's not. She could fight him at it, and she could go back and forth with him at it, but she's not going to win him over by meeting him at his own energetic level. This person, and I feel like it's a man in your life, Libra. It's a man who has broke your heart probably 1,000,000 times over. And I'm sorry that happened, but for some reason, I'm sorry I'm not sorry, because, and I don't mean that in a mean way, I'm not trying to be pompous. But I say that because this all happened for a reason, okay? This all happened for a reason, and it's for the evolution of this man's soul. And it's an angelic present. Look at that angel up there, the spirit guide angel. And with a lot of you guys and girls get a lot of dreams about this too. You do. You know it. You know it in your heart. And I have to speed it up because I'm running out of time here, but I could go on forever about this, but this is a serious situation. It's a good situation. And I'm going to stick with the spiral deck because, like I said, it's always spookily accurate. I'm going to throw some clarifiers down on the 5 of Cups and the Lovers. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, and the Empress. And then at the bottom you have the World. I'm sitting there and being silent for a minute because this is the end of a comic situation. And it's funny because when I looked at the Strength card, I literally was going to start, and I swear to God, I don't lie, I was going to start quoting the Empress. And you know why that is? Is because the Empress is the original Earth Mother. She's the the Eve to the Adam. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little bit of a cold here. Excuse me, I'm going to grab a glass of water. Very fast. And I just talk so fast that I kind of lose my mojo, but this woman is just like the woman in the Strength card. She is a goddess, and she knows it. And this woman has the infinity symbol standing above her head. Now, this creature might have all the fire, all the strength. He might be the king of the jungle. He's nothing compared to this woman, because she leads with her heart. She does not lead with her ego. She leads with both. She has perfect balance in this situation. And look at that. You have the symbol of the Ankh up there. Now, the Ankh is an ancient Egyptian symbol, and it I can go into all the knowledge about that. I can't, because there's so much going on, but the Ankh is the meaning of the male and the female in reproduction, and that's exactly what the Empress, long story short, in ancient Egyptian times, the symbol of the Ankh, you'll see it in all the hieroglyphics, you know, with Tutankhamun, Nefertiti, you know, all those names that we know about through history, but little do they know, it's the same, it has to do with the Empress, because the Empress is the synthesis of the whole situation. And it's the number 3. It comes down to the earth to present something fertile, and it takes, in layman's terms, the light, the dark, the male, the female, it integrates that and comes up with a new beginning together. Okay? That's where I have to leave off. Honestly, I could have gone on so much with this situation, but I'm going to be running out of time and my phone will shut off. But I will be back, Libra, with a love reading in probably within the next week or two. But just keep everything in mind that I said. It's a very, very deep reading. Okay? Take care. Bye now.